Yeah.
Cool.
Growing up, like you said, we're talking about the different alter egos, running around different areas. How I was taught, you gotta be adapt. You gotta be able to adapt to every situation. And so it was like music, it was sports, it was school, it was different people that we was around. And I just developed styles. They used to call me Styles, Stevie Styles. And that's where the origination of the different alter egos, the Yeezys, the Stevie, the Styles, the Yee. You know what I'm saying? It's just all about adapting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, going with what feels comfortable. I feel like.
Right.
Yeah.
All positive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When did the styles originate? Like what age?
Probably that's like 9 to 12 during that time. We was heavy in San Francisco, and that was predominantly we was in the hood, and they knew I was with sports. I was really good in sports, but I was around all of the gangsters and all the people that you can get kind of sidetracked on, and my stepdad told me you gotta be able to adapt. You gotta have different styles. You can't be the same person that you are here in this situation or with this group. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to adapt and polish your style up. I took that in because I figured in the future you will have to deal with different people. You ain't gonna just be seeing the same people that you grew up with. It just got me prepared.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like for someone who is so in tune with being able to adapt to their environment, you have a very unique way of standing out in it as well.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I kind of blended that.
That's everybody's just who they are. You know what I mean? Like you got this, it's the aura. I got my brother here. He's heavy on that, like the vibes, the aura. You know what I mean? You can be influenced by things, but then you still put your you on it. You know what I'm saying? And you just let it go. Just let it go. No matter what people thinking, no matter none of that. It's just be you, do you.
Yeah, positive. Absolutely. So since we're kind of already there, let's talk about the alley and hatchling days of you growing up in the San Francisco Bay Area. Tell us a little bit about what that environment was like for you, your high school days, and then maybe the transition into college recruiting and junior college route you took.
Yeah, so I can say a lot about how it seemed difficult in the sense, on the outside looking in, it may look like it's suffocating to grow up in Hunters Point where I came from. But the way I seen it was good because it got me to see the violence. It got me to see, what happens when you do negative things. And it prepared me for when I did get into high school. So I wasn't so easily attracted to being, quote unquote, the class clown or, doing something that really didn't matter, that a lot of my friends was at that time enjoying to do. You know what I'm saying? I was focused. I was locked in because I know the trouble that can be done after doing something wild. So growing up in San Francisco, that helped me big time. Amazing.
So what were you, football, basketball player in high school?
Yeah, both basketball, football. I did track. I dabbled into the baseball, but at that time I wasn't already locked in on the baseball and the track. But basketball, football was something that we did every day, outside of school. So that was the most natural, most fun.
Basketball is your first love?
Yeah, definitely basketball.
What would you compare your game to if there was like a modern day NBA player? Like how do you come in on the court?
Modern day. I can't say I was that good to say compared to this person, but the person that I looked up to at the time was Allen Iverson.
Okay.
How he was on and off the field, as far as it wasn't necessarily I'm suited up and kind of I don't want to say square, but he wasn't really square. He was handling his business, doing it his way, and he also brought something unique to the game, which was that crossover and how he did it. So I compared my whether hoop style, even football, to Allen Iverson. How I ran my routes, it was different. It was like a crossover, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I got that tie in with him.
Okay. Well, speaking of your route running ability, Much like Allen Iverson was a pioneer in his sport, in my opinion, I would say you were on the front line and being much of a pioneer in the NFL and football world with, I would call it unorthodox route running. Something that you might see that it might be more familiar in today's game.
Right.
Really, it's a lot of the slot receivers. I'm sure still to this day, starters right now are watching your tape and trying to get that feel for how you were able to run your route. So, can you talk to us a little bit about where that developed, how it felt when you are 7th round pick and you're on the practice squad, and like how you were comfortable implementing things into your game that maybe coaches weren't teaching you or embracing about your game at the first point?
They didn't embrace none of it. They just didn't have nothing to say about it. They'd see a highlight or not a clip from practice or scout team of me doing something strange and that they didn't coach, and it'd be like just good, and then we'd go to the next. You know what I'm saying? But on the field with the players, they notice something different. Like they obviously the defenders feeling it, the offense is living like, this dude got something else. But the coaches couldn't coach it, so it was just like an afterthought, really, when my rookie years.
Yeah, when you were a rookie and you were like getting out in training camp, was it apparent right away that you were nice? Like with your route running, where like DBs and some of the vets immediately were like, oh, okay, like you're different.
Yeah, instantly they figured it out, and not to be like not I ain't gonna say overconfident, but bragging about it. It was just I didn't know what I had at the time.
Yeah.
But when I hear the vets, the George Wilsons, the Terrence McGee's, all of them, they talking about he got the feet, he got the moves, his hips, or this and that. And then I hear it as a rookie, it's like, okay, dang, so maybe the stuff that I'm doing is pretty good. Because I wasn't talking about it, nobody was telling me about it. I was just hearing it from the DBs that's on the teams, you know what I'm saying? So that gave me that assurance that I need to keep doing this or keep elevating in the league.
When did you really get comfortable with that route running style? Is that in junior college, Kentucky, or like when did it develop for you more or less? That I'm gonna take things from Allen Iverson's game and from some of the stuff that I've done on the court to the football field.
Yeah, junior college.
Okay.
Junior college. So high school, I never played receiver at all. Once I got to junior college,
what position were you?
Quarterback, running back.
Gotcha.
DN,
wherever the ball is in your hand.
Gotcha. All that. But junior college is where it really took off. Like I was going up against guys that was they called bounce backs. So it was guys that went from D1, but they didn't have a grade or something happened. They bounced back to a junior college. And it was one summer. I'm there competing against the top guys that we ended up getting D1 bounce backs. And I ran a route. It was basic. I'm not doing my regular routes. Did that. It was a show. And it was a coach there. Shout out to Coach Jack Fan First, and he was sending DBs at me. Go get him. He had all the DBs on his side. Go get him. None of them could stop him. It's just different. And I got his approval, and it was like, this is too easy. Like, I ain't got to think about my route.
He kind of reaffirmed what you already knew in your head you were capable of, and it gave you that extra confidence to take it to the next level. Yeah,
it wasn't even like a reassurance, because it was more so like, why he keep sending all these DBs at me? Like, he ain't even came to dap me up after I did something good. He just keep on, he like sitting here like this. You go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm just taking them out one by one.
Just dogging them.
And then it's like, and then when he finally, after the practice, he was like, man, you got something. You moving different, something. And then that was like a confirmation, I guess. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay, so here's a question. Who was the toughest corner that you think you ever had to face?
Yeah, I say Jaydon Florence was.
Jaydon Florence?
Jaydon Florence.
Did you get to spend time with him when he was on the Bills?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And that's where a lot of the space creators kind of leveled up at. You know, so it's different levels of how the routes came about, and, you know what I mean, how I thought about things and made things happen. But when I met with Jaydon Florence, he pretty much gave me the whole defensive backs perspective, which helped me you know what I mean, figure out movements, why I do certain moves, or why we as receivers do certain moves, and what the defensive back is thinking. And from there, it just opened up everything for me and for how I teach other receivers.
Yeah, Jaydon was a dog.
Yeah, he was a dog, and he was a hell of a worker at practice. Like, man, like I would guard up against him. Whether he playing on or off, it was to the fact where he knew where I was going. Even if I did certain moves, he wouldn't even move because he knew where my alignment was, and I wasn't hit to all of that. And he, you know what I'm saying, he cracked my shoulder with that. Yeah. And a lot of players, I give him props because a lot of players, they won't do that.
Right.
You know, they won't give their game, but you know, he understood. Like, we a team. You know, what I mean, you got something, maybe, and I want you to do better. And that's the same thing that I would do. And I did that with Stephon Gilmore when he was in.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's one helping the other. You know what I mean? And you know, from there, it's good. People know to come to me whenever they got some type of issues with routes, or if the DB playing a certain way, they know I'm getting in depth with it and showing.
Yeah, that's definitely your personality on or off the field in general. You are an extremely genuine human being.
Word up. It's positivity, that's it.
Yeah.
Especially seeing after all the stuff that went on in the world, man. Like, it's time to just create positivity and understand we go attack this youth. They the next ones. Everybody not in politics.
Yeah.
I'm not into politics like that, but I know I can change the game with this youth in sports and creating fashion, you know what I mean, music, whatever we do naturally, we got to create a platform for it because, man, they can shut the world down whenever they want to. You feel me?
That's so true. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess you touching on how organic it is for you to really, like, I mean, you're a cultural icon, and it's not something that you need to set out to do.
Indeed.
You know, it's just kind of something that, you know, an ambiance that you were blessed with from an early age,
Right.
which is really cool. And I guess that leads me to have more questions about the HBHF brand, what the vision behind that is, how you guys started. I mean, you know, tell us the whole ordeal and you know, how we came to be here right now, and you know how these have been.
Okay. To start off with, the HBHF came about. I was just thinking, like, how can I leave a print on society? I would say, from whatever age it is, no matter, youth to OG, triple OG. And it just came down to something simple, like, man, you got to handle biz first and then have fun. And that's pretty much what it was, like, to sacrifice the responsibility, all tied in, and it equated to, you know, handle biz, have fun in that order. And I just pushed that, and we just been, you know, implementing that in all our camps, our skills camps, and everything that we did.
Am I wrong if I said I remember you kind of bringing that mantra on when you were playing?
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of something. It was something that you started to share if and when things ever got controversial, as far as like an unsportsmanlike or conduct penalty, something like that, where your approach is more like, hey, you know, we handle business, have fun. Like, if you got a problem with it, you can keep me out of the end zone.
Right.
More or less, it's kind of like the whole mentality of
Right.
it. So
Exactly.
it's like something you've been embodying for a long time.
Indeed, and that's on the field, but off the field, this is where it came from. I had a lot of friends in the locker room who they was just having fun. They was happy to be here in the league, and they just having fun.
But they were handling business.
They wasn't handling business. They got to sit out and practice. You know what I mean? They not really performing in the games like they should, but you see them buying cars. They got the fresh clothes, and they out at nighttime downtown, and it's like, I can show them HBHF. Like, I'll be up 4 a.m, then we go get our workout in. We get in that hot and cold tub, do all our stuff, get to our film, watch our practice, have practice. Then we can have some fun after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, as long as your fun isn't getting in the way of you handling your business the next morning.
And then still, like, when you handle the business, that would mean everything will go right. You know what I'm saying? It's just you creating a stronger you know what I mean, for the future, you know what I'm saying? Every situation ain't gonna be perfect. So that's not what I'm trying to get to, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have a business and have fun, it's always gonna be great, but it's still, it might not work out. But you know, you building that character and that responsibility, that sacrifice, and building that up, you know, for people to see.
Yeah, it's something I really resonate with. I really appreciate the yin and yang factor of it all, because fun doesn't feel the same when you don't handle your business correctly, and handling your business is easier when you're balancing that life with like fun and passion and like being yourself at the same time.
I like that. It's a balance. It's a balance. That's a term that I use with the training. Like, come to balance. That's what I always use. When you want to beat somebody, get up on them, come to balance, do your move. And that HBHF is balance.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us a little more about how HBAHF began as a company, you know, what you guys are currently doing right now, and then what the vision for the future is as you're building.
Yeah, so you know, the beginning came about how it originated. You know, me myself going through my things, going through the levels, and so far we've been able to put on events. We changed to community events. Got a youth league. We got places out in different states that's got HBHF leagues. And yeah, we just looking to continue to build, man. We got a reality show coming up for junior college athletes, and that's gonna be something major for the whole HBHF brand, and not even just the brand, just for everybody that's watching. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a wholesome show. You can learn from on field and off the field, workshops, life skills,
We get to see some Stevie Johnson route running clips.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because we'll have 16 junior college athletes, and we'll put them in a location, have a location in the Bay Area, and we'll have them and we'll film them for a month. And you know, we'll take them through a series of training, different trainers from some of our friends in the league, workout partners. They'll do that for 4 weeks, and then we'll also have our Exposure Academy, which is affiliated with our HBHF. It's a situational event. That we have every week to evaluate the guys and give them maximum exposure and get them out to get them scholarships.
That's so fire, bro.
Yeah.
I love how many different capacities you're touching on too. Like you're hitting the youth. I know there's like adult opportunities as well, and you're just giving back to the community and spreading a beautiful positive message the whole time.
Even like this, what we in right here, this is amazing. Like this is amazing. This is where it needs to be. This needs to be headquarters. Headquarters. So,
yeah, I'm sure there could be some collaborative opportunities.
Indeed, because it's ultimately it's bigger than us. Like, I don't know if y'all got kids already, but like that's what we got to be thinking about. That's what I'm thinking about with the HBHF. I get it to a point where they're not even thinking about HBHF Stevie Johnson. It's just HBHF.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when our kids grow up, they got to have that instilled in them so that they can make these moves. We just want to keep creating so they can see it can be done. You know what I'm saying? And then they take control after that.
Well, you're doing an amazing job, brother. I'm honestly proud to just be a part of it and humbled for everything that you're doing. It's super cool.
Dang, we supposed to be tapped in. Like even our connection, the collaboration, it was all organic. You know what I mean?
As organic as it gets, I would say. Yeah.
You know, I've never went in depth and dove in to see what you guys was about. But what I did, when I did do that information, it all came as positive. It's them, and they're not forcing anything. It was a great connection. We could have linked up with anybody. You could have linked up with any athlete, but for some reason we done got together and we here doing this. Who knows? It's supposed to be like that, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. I think a question I want to ask is, you were very good and notorious at being a well-respected trash talker on the field. In different capacities, I want to ask more about it. You know, it's like obviously we don't see the play-by-play in what's going on. We only see the celebrations and the fun stuff. So what I want to know more about is who were some of the most notorious trash talkers that you played against and that you played with?
It's an interesting. So okay. Captain Wonderland, he talked trash. Vontae Davis, he talked trash, but he was more in a fun type of way.
Yeah.
What? Everybody else, I couldn't remember everybody else talking trash. You know what I'm saying?
You were in your own world.
Yeah, and I think they knew. You know what I'm saying? Like when they lined up.
Don't wake them up.
Right.
Let's
they
let's
knew.
let him be.
Exactly. Only time that you would see me probably going back, maybe something happened within the play.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I know one time in Miami, I was getting held up by somebody, and then somebody tried to come and hit me all hard, but he wouldn't do it when I didn't have three people on my leg.
Yeah.
You know, so then I get up and talk about that. But, you know, for the most part, people did not want to wake the bear up.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, you also had like an amazing ability to not take hard hits. Yeah. I always like caught on to that and admired that because like it's a skill, and you see receivers who really have it and who don't. Steph Diggs is one of the best at it. Mm-hmm. I'd say he's a magician at not taking a hard hit.
Yeah.
And you were too. I was a receiver in high school at the same time, and I was really like noting that like there's a time and a place to know when.
Yeah, exactly. And that's good that you touched on that because you know the kids that's coming up need to hear that.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a tough guy every time. And
no.
That's what I was teaching my guys. And that's also a testament to you being a student of the game. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You understand where the defenses may be. You know what I mean? And that way, you know, you can get out when it's collision time.
Yeah, especially, I mean, it's your career and it's your life.
True.
You know, you got to take head injuries seriously, and obviously you got to be on the field to help your team, and it's all a huge factor in it all.
Right. You know? And most of the concussions that I've had, it wasn't even from hits. It was just from like I make the catch and then come down, then hitting the ground. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's where all the lines pretty much came from.
I think that's a lot more common in receivers.
Yeah.
That they're getting, well, their contact is with the ground and they're getting concussed.
Right. So yeah, just checking that film, watching that film, always knowing with it, not necessarily knowing, but being able to analyze at least 60 to 80% of what the defense is going to do will help you out.
Yeah. What was the off-season prep like for you when you were any year in the NFL?
Yeah.
You know, what did it look like in the off-season, a day-to-day for you to get ready for prime condition?
Yeah. So I always get a session in with my wife. We doing our early morning sessions, and then I would link up with the guys, and we would meet up in a place like this, like Prime, and about an hour or so, just not necessarily going 100%, which is something I like people to understand too. When we working out, we're not going 100% every time. You can't kill that engine like that. So it's all more so understanding your body, you know, and being with a group of people that's willing to lab, what we say, willing to lab with you. Then after we leave a place like this, we're doing routes and all that, weights, we'd play basketball, and then we was chilling. Like this is off season, it's off season. And then yeah, just hitting up fans, come pull up to the backyard, we hooping. Is
that where you were in Buffalo? You were doing that?
Yeah. We was right over. It wasn't Hamburg crib. It was one of the other crib. We had the court in the back, and I just hit randomly on the social media. Like we hooping in the back, pull up, and yeah, we get people out there and we run. You know, hooping that'll get you in shape also.
Oh hell yeah!
Basketball work.
Different kind of shape, right. For sure.
Right.
Something that would cross over well.
Indeed. So that was like our off season. I didn't
try not to strain your body too much is a message that you would probably portray then.
Yeah, for the most part. But it was every day though, like workouts, weights, everything. That's every day. You can't skip it. You know, you ain't gotta do the same thing each day, but always be active. That's what I was always active. But it wasn't to the extent of what people normally would see out of receivers, our NFL guys. You know. Mm-hmm. You go into the private workouts, going to those type of things. You know, I wasn't doing it. I wanted to kind of do it my way to show that it can still be done. You know what I mean? And that's how things went. You know, play both sides. Because when I go to California, Then I have a trainer in LA that I go to, and that's when we lock in and do the specifics.
Okay. Well, I guess to wrap it up, then I saw that you were coaching your former high school.
Yeah.
Tell us all about that experience.
It was a hell of an experience.
Yeah. When was it?
This was last year.
Oh, okay.
During all the COVID stuff. So we had a shortened season, but within that season, we taught these kids so much. We put them intentionally through so much, so many challenging things, in a sense where I made it as if it was like junior college for them kids. I would have them staying at my place a lot of the time, getting that understanding of you're not gonna be getting handheld through everything. Like, this is high school, yes, but next year you're gonna be in college. You gotta learn how to cook, you gotta be able to manage your money, manage your time, and you gotta still be able to watch that film and be prepared for this upcoming game. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a full HBHF consultation period right here.
Yes, and this is where the show came. This is where the show evolved. Our show that we'll be filming. At that time, we had about 16 players, so we pretty much was doing everything that the show was going to show. And we got kids. So here's one cool thing: I got a kid from New York, Anthony Holmes. He came all the way from New York, transferred to California, and earned a scholarship.
Where's he going?
He's at Bethel University.
That's what I thought. Okay, I'm familiar with this kid.
Yes, he was he was like top 100 in New York. Went out there, broke records, and set records, led kids in ways where he now sends us messages from his college like, man, he's just so thankful and appreciative for what we showed him. And I just felt like we can do that for a ton of people, a ton of kids.
Blessing.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It was awesome.
That is sick. That sounds super cool. I'm looking forward to watching that and tapping into everything that HBHF has coming up.
You'll be a part of it. The squad is going to be a part of it, though.
Yeah, we're here to support in any way that we can, literally any way.
Indeed.
We need to get up and hoop sometime soon.
Yeah. I'll be back out here. So we got the car show also October 2nd at the Powerhouse. So.
Yeah, I do want to be a part of that. I was gonna
Yeah. We gotta get the booth set up right by us, and then
sling some bandanas.
Yeah, at the end of October we'll be back doing some more work, and always creative.
You still got a crib around here?
No, I don't, but I need to.
No, you should.
As soon as I need to get an establishment somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere around here, and then I definitely need to get a spot here.
You're here pretty frequently.
Right.
It's a beautiful time of the year to be here.
Right, and I feel like I'm getting the right circle, so it's about time to start leveling up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's time.
Well,
we'll definitely get some content. Like Delaware Park, we go to Delaware Park. That's just part of the office. Like, we do so much crazy stuff. Like, I remember they shut the stadium down. They told us to specifically not to go into the stadium. And what does GB do? Come on, man, let's go. We go to the stadium. We running around. It was
I heard you used to skateboard downtown Buffalo pretty regularly when you played here.
Yeah. I even did it. You know what I mean? I'm riding down and the gravel was right there.
Such a wild sight to see. You're just like sitting there eating your slice of pizza, and you're like, pretty sure Yevie Johnson just busted ass.
Yeah.
But
right there, gets up. Hey, I'm good.
Hey, go Bills, baby!
For real. That's what it was. Like, that's what I really wanted to show, like, the community. Like, man, we the same, dog. Like, we ain't these robots. And I know there's a lot of guys that portray that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you could.
Whatever makes you most comfortable, I would say. You know, if that's your comfort zone, and I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with that. It's not wrong with living a private life, whether you're an insurance adjuster or you know, wide receiver. You know, whatever makes you feel more comfortable. And you're a prime example of how to live your life. You know, being yourself and adapting to the environment and handling business and having fun in the meantime.
Right.
Appreciate you, brother.
Word up.
Thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Love.
Hell yeah.